Pacework to be completed English Pace RR06 page 23 until 24. Page 23. Conferential sequencing. Look at row 1. With your finger, point to each picture that show what happened to the wood first, second, and third. With your marker, draw a line from what happens to the wood first to the number 1. With your marker, draw a line from what happens to the wood second to the number 2. With your marker, draw a line from what happens to the wood third to the number 3. Look at row 2. With your finger, point to each picture that show what happens to the soup first, second, and third. With your marker, draw a line what happens to the soup first to the number 1. With your marker, draw a line from what happened to the soup second to the number 2. With your marker, draw a line from what happens to the soup third to the number 3. Look at row 3. With your finger, point to each picture that show what happens to the orange first, second, and third. With your marker, draw a line from what happened to the orange first to the number 1. With your marker, draw a line from what happens to the orange second to the number 2. With your marker, draw a line from what happened to the orange third to the number 3. Page 24. Cockatoo coloring sheet. Color the Cockatoo coloring sheet. Pacework to be completed Science Pace RR06 page 13. Cockatoo cage. Listen carefully. Someone left the little cockatoo's cage door open and the little cockatoo flew out. It was so exciting to be free for a while, but now the little cockatoo wants to go back home to his cage. Let's help the little cockatoo find his way home. With your finger, trace the line that shows how the little cockatoo will fly to find his cage. Place your finger on the arrow to begin tracing. As you trace the line, do not leave your finger off the paper until you get to the cage. With your purple marker, draw over the big line from the cockatoo to the cage. Place your marker on the arrow to begin drawing. As you draw the line, do not leave the marker off the paper until you get to the cage. Pacework to be completed Social Studies Pace RR06 page 24 until 25. Page 24. Our nursery workers. Listen carefully. The church nursery is a special place where babies stays. The babies stay in the church nursery while daddy and mommy are in church. But the babies cannot stay alone. The babies must have someone to take care of them. At church, loving people called nursery workers take good care of the babies. Nursery workers are some of God's special helpers. There are so many things for the nursery workers to do. Nursery workers might need to feed the babies or change their diapers. Sometimes a baby will go to sleep, and the nursery workers will put him in a crib or baby bed. If the baby stays awake, the nursery workers may let him play with a baby toy. A baby may play with a rattle. Babies love rattles. If a baby is big enough, he might even play with the blocks. Taking care of so many babies is a big responsibility or very important work. The nursery workers are very important helpers in church. Think. Where do babies stay while daddy and mommy are in church? Who takes care of the babies in the church? What might a nursery worker need to do? Where will a nursery worker put a baby if he falls asleep? What is a big responsibility for the nursery worker? With your red marker, draw a circle around the picture of what baby might safely play with in the nursery. With your orange marker, draw a circle around the picture of what a baby might use or need in the nursery. Page 25. Our bus workers. Listen carefully. AC jumped out of bed. Today, AC is going to help Daddy. Daddy is a bus worker at church. A bus worker is an important part of the church family. Today is Saturday. Saturday is the day Daddy and AC visit boys and girls and invite them to ride the bus to church. Daddy and AC will tell the daddies and mommies of the children about Jesus. Daddy and AC are praying that daddies and mommies and boys and girls will ask Jesus into their heart. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday is the day Daddy and AC will ride the bus to church with all the other children. They will sing happy songs as they drive and pick up boys and girls. After church, Daddy and AC will get back on the bus and take the boys and girls home. AC is learning how to serve Jesus when he helps his daddy on the church bus. Daddy and AC are bus workers for the Lord. Place your finger on the picture that shows the right answer to the question I will ask about the story. With your blue marker, draw a circle around the picture that shows the right answer to each question. In box 1, who is going to help Daddy? In box 2, bus workers bring children to church on what? In box 3, whom will Daddy and AC find to ride on the bus? In box 4, whom will Daddy and AC tell about Jesus? In box 5, where will Daddy and AC ride the bus on Sunday? In box 6, how does AC learn to serve Jesus?